Was help if you unmuted it. Welcome everyone. Apologies. Welcome to Anfield Road TV. Hope you're all well. Hope you're disappointing match last night. Tonight's episode, well, this afternoon's episode anyway, will be more or less analysing all the goals. But if you are new around here and you want to listen to some content when it's not muted, hit that subscribe button down below anyway, Reds. And if you're new to Anfield Road TV, want to keep up to date on all things latest, whether that be transfer news, pre-match shows, post-match shows as well, get involved with the amazing growing community we've got over here as well. And make sure you do follow us on all social media platforms as well, whether that be TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook as well. You're absolute legends, and nice one for that chat. Apologies. You wouldn't think I'd done lives anyway. Big up there, Jay, and big up there, Steve. Tonight, well, this afternoon's episode, we've very much taken us through letting us know your thoughts on the goals and got a little bit of analysis really and where we can improve, especially off the back of last night's performance. Speaking about trends, but also a collective team performance as well, most importantly. But Steve, not today, mate. But obviously in the pre-match build-up shows, Steve, obviously with this season, we will be getting more interaction. I'd rather I spoke less and even the panelists spoke less and more the audience got involved as well, Steve. But a massive thank you for tuning in, mate. But not on this episode, mate, but obviously on the pre-match shows and certainly on the post-match shows, Steve. You're very welcome to join, mate. Obviously, I will start dropping the link in and more or less fan interaction, more fan engagements on the channel as well, Steve. But apologies on this one, bud. But a massive thank you for dropping in, and certainly on obviously the pre-match shows and the post-match shows as well. We're going to be very much incorporating that a bit more involved in the channel, so it's more engagement from you really, because the less I speak, the more I enjoy really, because especially if you all you are getting involved from around the world. Most importantly, I care more, and certainly I think everyone on the channel cares more about what the Liverpool fans from around the globe think anyway, most importantly. But big up there, Jay. Apologies about that chat. Tony, bonjour, lad. Are you in France, lad? Bonjour, lad. Chloe, how are we, lad? Up the Reds. Hope you had a good New Year, mate. And I know you did. And Andrew, yeah, don't believe in that, Andrew. There was rumours flying saying that there was stewards outside the dressing room. Stewards are nowhere near the dressing room. Yeah, stewards get no access. The only people are in and around like the that corridor, in and around obviously the changing room of obviously security and everything, and obviously media and all that. Stewards are nowhere near. The closest they are is obviously to literally the entrance to the tunnel. Obviously, when Joe and the players walk out, like that little tunnel, the end of it. And I'll tell you what, they'd have to have some very good hearing, to say the least, if they could hear that screaming. Van Dijk and everyone would have to be screaming their heads off. But even still, even to that point, the stewards wouldn't even have heard it anyway. It would have been the media people that would have heard it or whatnot. But yeah, and even if they were arguing, it happens. Like for every great team, we don't want a changing room of just like quiet people really, in terms of they're happy to like drop 2 points. Not even quiet people, just people that are passive really, that are just allowing that result to happen, because Trent knows it wasn't good enough. Van Dijk, the whole defence, as we will speak about this afternoon and we'll analyse critically. Yeah, it's obviously we're 6 points clear, of course, but it could have been 9 points, and that's where we want to be striving to. We want to be getting this 9 point, 12 point, whatever point lead come what the end of May. Because we want to win a league, that's what's needed. Especially if you want to be winning a league title, you need to be close to being perfect, really. And that's what we're hoping to aspire to do as well. But yeah, big up there, Steve. Yeah, we'll get to that, mate, as well. Big up, mate. And Doug, absolute legend. Chat, if you haven't already done so, do drop a like on the video. If you are watching on the post live comments as well, as I did say when I was on mute, nice one, Jack. But yeah, if you are watching this on the post match show, once this video has gone out live, make sure you do get involved in the comment section below. Me and obviously the great community that we've got over here will very much everyone to get involved anyway. But let's get to a couple more of those comments. Bear with me 1 second here, chat, whilst we just change the scene. We'll get to the first goal anyway for Liverpool. on that in that regard as well. We'll speak through that in terms of Liverpool's first goal. Oh, Kev just sorting his headset out. Kev, give us a thumbs up when you hear that. There we go. He's double thumbs. So, how are we, lads?
How's it going, lads? You alright? I've had
lads. Well, we're not
children problems.
We're not
children problems.
Yeah, the game last night, mate. But just a quick summary, really, mate, in terms of your point of view and Chucky, but get involved if you didn't get involved as well in the video last night as well, everyone. Well, Kev, let us know your thoughts on the game, please, mate.
Atrocious. Even at most of the point where we made United look good and we still controlled the game, it was still atrocious. I think last night or yesterday is when I finally kind of fully almost fell out of love with Trent, to be honest with you. In a Liverpool shirt. Don't care if he's a Scouser. He's constantly looking for that Hollywood pass. He didn't track back at all. If I counted right, he gave the ball away 24 to 26 times yesterday before being taken off. That's horrendous in a short. I don't care what's going on with his contract situation or anything like that. You know, he's the only person out of all three lads that's made it harder for himself in this situation because he hasn't said anything. Verge said he wants to stay. Salah says he wants to stay. Trent has said absolutely nothing, which only gives me one indication that he wants to go and that he's waiting to see what happens in that scenario. He wants to see the back. I know his brother is his agent or whatever kind of advice they're giving him. Maybe it's a Steven Gerrard situation, but no offense, Trent, you're no Steven Gerrard, man. You know, you're not the guy that saves us every single game when we need it saving. You're not the guy that wins us the game every single game when we need winning. You know, he waiting for the fan base to say, "Oh, please, beg you to stay," and for the turnaround to happen. It's not going to happen. What you're doing is that you're alienating yourself from the fan base that you say you're part of. It was absolutely disgraceful. The amount of I wanted to walk onto that pitch and give Ibu and Verge a hug yesterday because you're on mute, Jack. But
having an absolute mess today. Apologies.
Yeah,
it would have been about 4 or 5.
I still would have started. Yeah, it would have been. Look, there's at points we could have scored 6 or 7 ourselves, you know. But and then, you know, it's the fact that United and the backlash from that and how easy United have been taken apart this season and how easily we took them apart in their own backyard earlier on the season is the problem as well. Yeah. He didn't track back. He's at fault for the 2 goals. To be honest with you,
yeah,
like 100% fault. So
yeah, we're gonna go through all the goals tonight, mate.
Yeah.
This afternoon, bloody hell. So used to doing me shows in the evening.
Yeah.
Mike's not on mute anyway. You can tell him not awake.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be school day back for the kids as well. And the wife is back at work, so I'm like, oh god, 12 o'clock show. Okay, here we go.
Oh god, thank you for joining me today, mate. As always. Big up there, Chucky. We're going to get any comments in. We'll go through, obviously, the first goal. I haven't picked out the third goal for Liverpool. Well, the third goal of the game, the handball. But it was actually good to see Liverpool for the first time, what felt like a long time, getting the ball in the actual Man United penalty area. Obviously, but we'll just speak about the first, the second, and obviously the fourth goal, really, because the third goal was a penalty. Good pen, really, but not really to speak about it with a penalty. Damo, Ajax, Arsenal, and Chelsea drawing took a bit of the shunt out of us only drawing, but Trent needs to get his act together. Any player can have a bad game, but you can't be jogging back and not tracking back as well. 100%.
I've been saying it for weeks, Jack. I've been saying that he is not running back. He is not tackling. He's watching his body. He's protecting his investment for Real Madrid is what it feels like to me. I've never seen that in a player so much before. Like Suarez didn't down tools when he was leaving. The only person I seen doing something like that was Coutinho with his back issue and you know, protected himself before going to Barcelona. You know, and you know, at least McManaman played up until he left and the Bosman went off and had a good career. So did Suarez, but the rest of them, man, Trent should really learn a lesson. He's going to be absolutely slated at Madrid.
It's in a, and I know Redknapp was a couple of weeks ago when on Sky. He was saying he was trying to, and bear in mind, Jamie Redknapp obviously captain Liverpool for the period at Liverpool as well, and he was obviously getting on the side of Trent in terms of going to Madrid, and then Carragher was like literally shouting at him in the studio, wasn't he, last week?
Yeah.
And it was, and even I've watched quite a lot of interviews after the game as well. The interview, I think it was the show that I think it's the Premier League show, or it might be for one of the American CBS channels or whatever it was, and ESPN or whatnot. It was Scholes
Is that
and
okay.
Owen. Owen was more or less indicating that doing what Owen does best is thinking about himself critically as well.
Yeah.
But and it's just mad, like, because he's could you imagine Owen's already been in the ear of Trent? Obviously, that Owen as a young lad went to Real Madrid, and he was
Yeah.
one, as you mentioned, with McManaman as well. But yeah, it's just mad. I think he's gone over lots, and
Yeah.
as we'll speak about tonight, this afternoon. Quickly, but yeah, chat. We'll go through the analysis here, mate.
Do you know with a lot of the battle that's going on, I'd sell him elsewhere.
Would you?
No.
Oh. Well, it's the thing though. He's going to get a big signing on for Real Madrid anyway. So,
get a big sign on for PSG as well, wouldn't he? He's a big sign on for Bayern as well. So
he's got a mural and everything. Lads. He was the first one to get a mural in around. I know Carragher mentioned that, and Gary Neville tried to rip him anyway. He's like, everyone's got a mural, but yeah, and it could be, but it's Trent controls the whole narrative, and I've been watching and listening to everyone's shows, and even on Sky and BT and all the sports channels as well. It's all down to Trent. Like Trent could end this, as I said last week on a social media, just come out with like a little post, even though the club wouldn't allow him. Just come out and say, like, he's himself pretty sure he controls his own social media. I know a lot of footballers don't, so we're mainly controlled by obviously other.
I disagree with that, Jack. Because how come Salah and Verge have both come out and said, I want to stay? Why isn't Trent come out and saying, I want to stay? Or the club is not doing enough, or this is not that. It's Trent. It's 100% Trent, man. And he's letting the fan base down. He's letting himself down. He's letting his legacy down by doing what he's doing now. I don't care if he leaves, because for me, Conor Bradley's a better right back. So we'll miss his passing and those little moments that he creates, mostly for Salah. But outside of that, sure, any right back that's actually going to run up the pitch and bomb and cut inside is going to do the same thing once they get more game time. And we'll concede less goals because all the balls aren't constantly going down Trent's side. So I'm at the point, man, where I just don't care. I'll be honest, him and Curtis Jones yesterday were atrocious. Absolutely, the two of them. They were the worst players on the pitch by far yesterday, and they were two scousers.
Yeah, we missed Dominic Szoboszlai massively, and that's mad considering obviously I've been quite critical of them coming into this season. But similar with Lucho, and made up for Lucho. I think we should have kept him on the pitch yesterday. But is what it is. We'll learn, and thankfully we got a point out of the game where in another night, 7 out of 10 times, United probably would have come away with 3 points on that night. But Doug saying Peter Luger is signed for Fluminense from Liverpool with a 40% sell-on fee. That's a bit of a mad one, but fair enough. I think we're all absolutely stacked at the minute. We've got Yaros, we've got Peter Luger going. Nice one for that, Doug. I did miss that on the social media timeline anyway, mate. But you never know. I think he's a lad with a big future, but certainly I think he was on loan in Scotland last season. And this
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Peter Luger in quite a while. I thought he was already going on his way out like at the start of the season. I didn't pay attention this season with him. Yeah,
100%. Big up there, Tony. Chat, let us know your thoughts on this as well. I'll get to that one in a little second, Damo. But from an analysis point of view here, Kev, I wanted to pick out obviously the high line from Liverpool. As you can see, obviously Virgil van Dijk, Ibu online, and then obviously I think Macca's the deepest there on the bottom left there, and then you've got Gravenberch. Obviously Trent's been circled, but I think that's Bruno. Yeah, it is Bruno Fernandes running with the ball on the edge of the box here. But just even in this freeze frame here, Kev, like it's I said on the watch along, and I said on my post match yesterday as well, it was very much a case of Gravenberch needed to do more defensively. And as I said on my post match last night, mate, I think we still need a DM, like a Zupimendi or someone that is a lot more
rotational,
a lot more defensive minded. Because I think in certain games, like last night, there was a lot less aggression in regards to, and that's where I think Liverpool did fall over last night in terms of not getting all the 3 points. a lot less, which is mad because you think about a bit more aggression in that midfield against Manchester United, the one game in the season. But yeah, like Trent was so flat-footed. Trent hasn't even got both feet on his floor there. He's
You can see why Gravenberg was feeling a little bit yesterday. He still had a good game, and Mac. But look where they are in comparison to Trent. They're back covering Trent.
Yeah.
So he's only trying to get back there. He's coming in from the outside. So he's after running back after making that miscued pass. He tries to get back in position, but he's run to the wrong position, first of all. You're not just running straight back to the right back position. You're getting into position with the rest of your defenders and your teammates and blocking the angles. But he's not. He's gone out wide. And then he's left himself idle, where the two lads then had to track back again. It gave Maka and Gravenberg so much work to do. And it gave Ibu and Verge so much work to do. I'm hearing there today that there was a lot of stuff happened in the dressing room afterwards.
No,
as well.
don't believe that. No,
but it's from a few healthy sources, but it's not from me. So personally,
Stephen can't even outside the dressing room.
I know. Well, there's a handful of them outside, but there's
no, there's not.
But even if there is, Jack, I want to see that. I want to see Verge. I want to see Verge pulling the ears off Trent.
He would have. He was screaming at him. Did you not see the death stare?
It is, yeah. I watched him. I seen him shouting him on the pitch. I seen him looking at him, and he should know it. Well, for me, man, Conor Bradley knows should start from here on in.
I've said that for the last 6 months.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It was all Trent though. He didn't have him. Conor Bradley first tackle. It took him a minute to get a tackle in. Like,
yeah, but Mac, I know, but if they disagree with Mac in some ways, because in the times that we were dominant in the whole of that second half, Trent kept leaving us down by making bad passes, by staying out of position, and every long ball that was happening went over the top and put us into danger. We could have scored 4, 5, 6 in that second half alone straight away, only for Trent was sauntering up the pitch, did his Hollywood pass, sauntered up the pitch, walked back, sauntered up the pitch, walked back. It was horrible. Like, everything that happened wrong yesterday and the balance that was completely out in the team was from where Trent was running out of position and leaving the lads having to track him back. It was horrible. He even overworked. I'd say half the things that happened to Jones and that is because of that as well. Trent being on top of him most of the time as well.
Yeah. The one thing, Kevin Chas, the one thing that bails Trent out has done for his Liverpool career is his ability to go forward and create. But when you're not even doing that, I think it was for one of the goals, like where I think it was the third one. I was going to speak about it in a little minute. When he just boots it out. He just kept on spamming the ball forward to no one. Fair enough if he's. I tell you what now, if he is to go to Real Madrid, you think the reaction from Liverpool fans or the media in England is bad. Good luck going into Real Madrid, mate, because they're 10 times, a million times more.
They're giving 5 minutes.
They're giving Jude absolutely pelters off the back of his great season last season. Every player that's gone to Madrid, it's a lot more. There's a lot more scrutiny, to say the least, really, that club. But yeah, chat. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, Kev's
this is a lot of stuff, Jack. If he just came out and said something,
yeah. So it was,
like even the other day, you could tell that he told Carragher not to say something in the interview thing they were doing on stage. So I'm going to ask you the question that needs to be asked or something. He was saying something between these two, and he made a joke about it. But you could tell that he's been warned.
Media training.
Trent gave him the side eye straight away. He's been warned not to say anything, and that's very unfair on the fan base and the club for Trent not to say that.
Yeah.
Not to come out and say anything.
The longer it goes, and chat, I think it's very much a case of he's going. Like the longer it goes, and that includes Salah and Van Dijk. But as Kev said there, chat, and as we've all said, if all 3 of the lads are going, the other 2 lads are putting the bloody best ever season on the plate, really, to say, right, lads, if I'm going there, I'll do my best very much win our 20th league title. But he needs to step up, and hopefully with the emergence of, not emergence, but obviously Conor Bradley coming back in, as Tony said there, Bradley had the desire. Unfortunately, Trent didn't show much. Yeah, he's 21 though, Tony Bradley. He's got his whole career ahead of him. And I've said for absolute time on the channel, mate, that Conor Bradley's better defensively, and I think overall he's a better, as Kev's alluded to, I think he's better right back in terms of suiting this Arne Slot system for Liverpool. I think the gun-ho nature of Robbo and Trent prior in the Jurgen Klopp era, I don't count the last 2 years of Klopp, because obviously we've done something to our games to very much become the team that we are today, a bit more progressive with the ball, a bit more ball retention. But I think when it was suited Trent and Robbo, when they were just going and forwards, when we absolutely ran Fabinho into the ground, it just goes to show how much of a good job Fabinho done, Kev, in terms of covering those two in the wide areas under Jurgen Klopp, just going forward. I don't even think, even the last 2 years of Klopp, I don't think even Trent was playing at his maximum, really. I don't know.
No.
When's the last time he got those double figures in assists?
Well, he's not gone up and down the byline since about 2022.
Yeah.
So that's not good enough for me. Bradley makes all the underlapping runs inside Salah, creates a lot of space for Salah as well to talk back to. So he's created a lot more recently than a couple of Hollywood passes from Trent, as I said before. Also, man, there seems to be some sort of expectancy amongst the Scouse players in the team now that they're guaranteed to be part of the team. To be guaranteed to be part of the squad, and it's now a right instead of a privilege to play for the club. And I find that you'd have the likes of Conor Bradley, who's an Irish Liverpool fan, Harvey Elliott, who's born from Scousers, but and loves the club, and other players within the squad that aren't Scouse-based born, but are showing more passion than the Scouse-based player, or the Scouse original players in the team. And I don't want to say that because I know the boys probably love the club and all of that, but they're not showing it. They're showing that it's now a right for them to have this position and not a privilege, to be playing for this club, dude. Because I know there's probably 20,000 other kids in Liverpool right now that would love to take that position.
Even Carragher, he was a blue. Big up Carragher. But he was joking. He's a Liverpool fan now. Like we say that, but he's Carragher's very much, as you just said there, mate. And Carragher's admitted over the last couple of years as well when he's been doing Sky. He said he wasn't the naturally most gifted centre half, but what Carragher did show, similar like the likes of Dirk Kuyt and other players that have played for Liverpool, the effort and the determination. Heart. It takes you so much in any career that you'd ever do, in terms of whether you're playing football or being an artist or film director or whatever you want to do. You've got to show passion. And the game last night, and it was the biggest game for any Liverpool player. It doesn't matter if you're a Scouser or whatnot. We were playing Manchester United, and the fact that we got ran off the pitch against that United side. It was it's an indictment, really.
It was gifted, Jack. It was gifted, and it was gifted by mainly the two Scousers in the team, and that's the only way I'm going to say it. The two boys in the team were terrible, and they should have shown better. For me, Conor Bradley should have come down. I think at one point, I know Slot is absolutely ruthless, right? So I think this is a learning curve for Slot. I think at one point he would have pulled Trent at halftime, right, and then brought on Bradley. The fact that he started him after everything that was going on with his contract situation and all the stuff that came up the day or two beforehand, and then kept him on later than what he should have, was a way of kind of protecting him, hoping that he'd play him into form or do something on the pitch that would, benefit him. And I think that's just down to the Slot's naivety, because I think he was just trying to protect Trent at the cost of his own getting a scathing himself for keeping him on. And I think that's a lesson learned that he's not going to do again, because he's in a higher quality team now with a higher class of players. So he's, feeling he shouldn't feel that pressure to just kind of start protecting people because of the quality and the caliber of the player. So look, I was glad to see him go off afterwards, because in that 12 or 13 minutes that Bradley came on, I saw more passion in his left pinky than I saw in Trent that entire game. I couldn't believe I was just sitting there watching Trent spamming balls the entire time, trying to get Salah's feet.
It wasn't diags. It was just stupid long balls on the ground straight into the middle of the pitch. Like, even if you're seeing anyone doing that on Sunday League, you'd drag them off. But as I said, I think it was a point. So quickly get through. We're going to second goal on a little second chat. Massive thank you. There's 18 people obvious in here, chat. If you are new, hit that subscribe button down below. We do pre-match shows, post-match shows, transfer shows as well, of course, on Anfield Road TV. And obviously, Kev is Spider LFC. All the links are in the description. Mark, can you please drop Kev's channel link in the comments again, please, mate? As well, you're absolute legends. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But as Tony said there, it's not just the fans based questioning trends. United deliberately targeted trends as a tactic, shows other teams see him as a weak spot. And the thing is, Tony, we know, and me and Kev have done shows over the last couple of years. Everyone's done shows in terms of the best way to get at Liverpool is get at Liverpool. down Liverpool's right hand side. And I get it's the way in which Liverpool play. Trent going inverted and overlap in certain games, but even still, when Trent's not on it, or Liverpool's defensive right hand side, as Kev's alluded to, Curtis Jones, I said in my post match, you need Dominic Szoboszlai's legs. Disappointed Dom wasn't fit, and fully expect Dom to be playing against Tottenham on Wednesday night because we need him. But certainly Curtis Jones, I think this might be the last year for Curtis. I've been a big fan over the last couple of years, but even still, he's 22 years old now. He needs to be kicking on really in terms of his development. I think he's becoming 23 next season. So his performances have improved, Jones, but not to a level in which we've seen in the likes of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai as well. I think Arne Slot very much took Dom's game, Macca's game, Gravenberch's game up to even levels. Salah, Diaz, Gakpo even. But yeah, both lads need to step it up, really.
I do feel sorry for Trent, you know, that in a way, because I don't know if that offer of 78 million over the few years is true or whatever, but maybe like his head is gone because he's completely torn, and maybe that's the worst part. Because normally, if you were going as a player, you'd probably play a lot better than what you did yesterday, and you know you do that. So I kind of feel sorry for him in a little way that he's torn between that. But I mean, dude, come on, you make a putload of money. You're playing for the club that you love as a kid. I've got this post up here from Mo Salah as well. On Twitter, it's simple. It's so simple. It's just the three of them in a picture from the game yesterday, and it's kind of a message from him to say, right, these three lads need this contract done. So Liverpool, get your arse in gear. That's what it seems like it's doing. Let me share it. It's just a picture. Yeah, it's just a picture. Yeah.
Nice one for that, Lance. You share your screen now.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, sounds.
That's it. That's all he's done. Just a picture like that. And so yeah, whatever's going on there, it just shows the three boys, and a lot of people are just posting like, "Oh, Salah, what are you doing to us?" You know, and you know, what are you playing at? But look, he's saying it all there in one word as well. That, you know, maybe the club should just get the three contracts signed. Maybe they're saying, let's just put us all in the same money.
And
you know,
and Trent's only human. And I know we're criticizing. We're not criticizing. We're analysing his performance, not just Trent, but the other lads tonight, this afternoon as well. Because if you are a player, Kev, or if we were playing for Liverpool, if our contracts in any job we're running up, and you go into a time of obviously you don't know what's going to happen, and then obviously you've got another business potentially coming in for you in terms of Real Madrid. It is going to be a distraction, though, Kev, innit?
Yeah.
Because if all three lads do want to stay, you look at Salah and Van Dijk, as we mentioned at the top of the show.
Yeah.
They're desperately wanting to sign for the club, but
it takes a forceful hand from Trent. Trent is the scouser there, man. He needs to put his foot down and say, I want to stay at Liverpool, you know, and not leave the door open for Real Madrid, because that's the only thing that's stopping him from saying anything. It's because he's worried that the contract won't be offered from Liverpool, and then he's just going to go to Real Madrid. You know, so but apparently this contract is supposed to be offered to him. 78 million. That'll be 325k a week.
Yeah.
So, you know, 300 to take the tax away, 300k a week. Yeah, kind of way. If you're doing it that, and then, well, it's not going to be 300k a week. It's going to be around 190. Yeah, 210 or something like that. After that, but still, you know, it's a hell of a lot of money to be offering him, and you know that contract is going to change again in 5 years' time. It'll stay the same, or you know, if he's getting into his 30s, it'll stay the same, and they'll give him an extra 3-year extension. You're on that kind of money with bonuses for life, you know. So yeah,
no, fingers crossed.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, no, nice one for that answer. Nice one for that, Kev, as well. The defending sounds from Trent, 100% there, chat. But we look at this second, like little freeze frame as well. Obviously, this is from the first goal, so it's moved on a bit more as well. But I think you look at that space in behind, obviously the likes of Trent and Gravenberch, and not just in terms of yesterday's game, but in terms of going forward, in terms of our developments. Quickly on that one, I don't think Frimpong would be even worse, mate. Because in the Bayer Leverkusen system, he plays like a 3-5, 2 formation or whatever anyway, in terms of a bit similar to what Manchester United do. In terms of Frimpong for Bayer Leverkusen, very pushed up, more or less operates as a right winger for Leverkusen. So I think as they play 3 centre halves. So I think we'd have the same issues that we would have with Trent, mate, in terms of from a defensive point of view. If we are going to be getting if Trent does go, then I think we will get a bit more of a defensive minded fullback / centre half, really. That can very much drop into like the back 3 or whatever in transition, really. But in terms of that one, Kev, this is absolutely comical, really, in terms of the obviously we just more or less spoke about it, mate, but in terms of not just yesterday's game, mate, but in terms of going forward, you do wonder, and Chat already alluded to that, other teams will look at that game that United had. Of course, not everyone in the Premier League has got the calibre of player Manchester United have, but even still, I think it's the blueprint potentially could be written already to how to...
Jack, they weren't even that great, man. Yeah, when watching them on the ball, they weren't great. It was just long balls over the top to Trent, and they got a couple of, like, some of the balls that were playing there were so scuffed and so poor that look, you can blame some of the weather as well of helping them, because even though it hindered them doing the same thing that we wanted to do, which was pass the ball around, some of the scuffs that went through there, it was horrible. But you can see this is the freeze frame after the last 2 that you played here, where Bruno's about when Gravenberch and Maka were where Martinez were there, right, from that area where that box is. That's where they were standing. So at that stage, when they're stepping out to block Bruno Fernandes, that's when Trent should be tucking back in and getting inside of Martinez, not giving him that space. But he's not. He's ball watching. He's just standing there.
Yeah,
and that's
needs to get man on, don't he, Trent? There,
straight away.
Either be behind him, be man on, really get touch tight. Don't allow him to get that space.
The minute that fella was getting away, like we're talking, he was looking or tracking Bruno from the edge of the 18-yard box there. When he seen that getting away and he seen the lad starting to step out, he should have gone in straight into that space. And Martinez wouldn't have had such an easy open running to move in. But now ball watching, dude, ball watching all day long, and even at that stage, Matt Moore was anticipating that Maka was going to block it like he did the other, or intercept it like he did the other 15, 16 times in the game, because he was outstanding at doing that, and he was getting away. But
take credit to even Mo, obviously, he knew Trent was having a difficult game anyway, and obviously that right hand side was having a difficult game, if I'm being honest. But obviously Salah trying to track back, at least he come back. Yeah, there's certain other wingers in the league that wouldn't even get that close.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. No, but that's not Salah's job to do that. His job is to come back and try and help out. But look where Curtis Jones is tucked in right now.
It's just a Maka's position. Role, isn't it? It's
because he's stuck in, because Maka had to come back and help Gravenberch to cover Trent. That Curtis Jones had to tuck in from the right hand side into Maka's position right there. While Gravenberch is generally meant to be back there, so he's in the right position. But that'll just tell you, it's nuts. It's no. I can't explain the display. I'm embarrassed more for Trent. I'm embarrassed more for him and his camp of what's going on, and even for the club in a way that haven't kind of stepped in and said, "Oh, look, we're trying to sign Trent, or we're trying to do this," because somebody needs to come out and say something about Trent. Like, whether it's the club or whether it's him, we need to say, look, we're trying to actively sign him, or we're trying to actively give him a contract. Not this hearsay stuff on Twitter and all this kind of stuff from journals. One of them needs to come out and say, look, we're trying to actively sign Trent. If he wants to go, he wants to go.
Andy Slot, this must be he'll be banging his head against the wall, like in every kind of press conference. He'd be like, what are we doing? Because
yesterday he expected a different question. Did you see that? He thought it was going to be, he says, "Oh, Verge and this and that." He said, "You'll have to ask me that question again," because I was expecting a completely different question. So that'll tell you. Look, it's a distraction for him, but look, as I said before, Arne Slot is fairly ruthless. He will already have replacements ready to go that he wants, if need be, if he knows Trent is going. And these boys know, but I'm thinking that it's going on so quietly for so long that I'm thinking that it actually might happen that he'll go, rather than him saying, because you wouldn't keep it the secretive unless you were like protecting a big outcome. But Salah, I don't know what he's doing there with regards to the post, unless he's giving out the information for the 3 lads to say that they haven't been offered anything fully by the club, and that needs to happen straight away. So it's in danger, man, of curtailing a really good season, It's becoming too much of a
We had
distraction
that
now.
last year, lads. We literally said it. Like, did the
Yeah.
announcement from Klopp derail Liverpool's season?
Yeah.
And I think it did. I know injuries that we had and all that, but even still, the motivation levels were on the absolute, they were in absolute tatters, really, in that regards. But in terms of Liverpool getting our equaliser, Cody Gakpo, he's been one of Liverpool's star players this season alongside Salah, and that for me. I think we are now seeing not max, like to his max. There's still levels to go up for Gakpo, but
Yeah.
the direct nature of Cody Gakpo, mate, it was even his goal. He sent
Sexy.
he sent the lit on the floor, sent it back
It
to
is.
my hands.
Yeah.
How special? Not just obviously talking through this goal, but in terms of long term for Liverpool this season, he's the bang on left winger, isn't he, for all season?
Yeah, he is now. Like Diaz is definitely the free role going through the centre kind of guy. With Curtis Jones kind of tucking in behind him a little bit more. But yeah, the Gakpo has just been phenomenal. His performance is so easy. He didn't even celebrate. He did a little fist bump when he got halfway up the pitch. That was it. He just stood there, stopped, turned around, got back on with it, and just like, right, we want to try and win this game now. And and we should have really, because we chance after chance, like it was chance after chance after chance. After this goal, and we completely dominated that second half. Except for spurts from United with long balls over Trent's side. But that's what was giving us the shakes really as well, in the defence and stuff, because of that constant threat being on that right hand side, and that stopped instantly when Bradley came on, like nullified so fast.
Yeah, it was even the crowd as well was a bit subdued, which is understandable, because I tell you what, like, if I would have went out in that cold, I would have got a bloody mad chest infection anyway, because it was freezing yesterday. It was horrendous conditions, but even still, I think the crowds need to be played into the game by the players as well. I think it was very flat from the players, very flat from the crowd as well. But even still, it was disappointing, to say the least, in that regard. But yeah, as you said, mate, spot on. And chat, what are we saying on Cody Gakpo? Like, he's been a breath of fresh air this season, really. I think when you analyse Lucho, is he the long-term central player for Liverpool? We don't know. But as we said, Kev, it's all about rotation and that steady rotation of players, whether it be Diaz 1 week. Gakpo needs to be rested in certain games as well. But I think for Liverpool long-term, post this season as well, it's great to see Arne Slot is getting the best out of Cody Gakpo, and we're really seeing his qualities come to the forefront, really. And that goal, really, yesterday, summarised it. A little chop inside. We've seen that a couple of times this season, especially in the cup games for Liverpool. He's been Liverpool's star man. But even still, I think if Liverpool want to be winning the league, I think we can try and get the maximum out of Gakpo, Salah, and certainly Diogo Jota as well. I think if he can start chipping in with more goals, I think Liverpool will start winning games a bit more, hopefully comfortable, really, to say the least, really.
We're going to have these blips, Jack. I mean, it's not going to be win after win after win after win every season. There's going to be a couple of draws in between the wins, and that's just what happened. The difference is that all the rivals are going to be drawn away more than us or losing way more than us. I mean, Chelsea fell off the wall there about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like they were
2 points behind
2 points behind us, and now they're gone to, like, I don't know what. Probably they're still at that 10-point mark or something behind us, or the game in hand. And even saying that, we've comfortably throughout the season since taking top spot kept a 9-point gap average, with the game in hand inclusive, if you want to call it that way. So we're 6 points clear now with a game in hand, and there's nothing wrong with that at this stage of the season, because the other teams, Liverpool start going on their best run from about February onwards in most seasons. It's only, I think, last season that we had a poor kind of April. Around that time was a poor, like, March and April with the Crystal Palace result and the United draw and whatnot there, but outside of that, that's when we were kind of legs falling off. But look, I think there'll be a couple of acquisitions made in this window just to kind of top us off. Otherwise, you'd be in danger of letting other people kind of slip back into the race, and you don't want to do that. You want to be on top of that. I think Forest is the next home game, if I'm right. And the next Premier League game, not home game. The other way. But the thing is, Forest tend to play better away from home this season than they have at home. So they've lost most of their games at home, in comparison to the ones.
Game like that will be our hardest game. I know we had a difficult one last night, but that was more of our own making. Really.
That was, it was gifting them. That was us not turning up. That was us in first gear, not doing anything. You know, Trent left Virgin Canate down. He left Curtis Jones down the way, but Jones was still pants. And was just kind of running around like a headless chicken because Macca and Gravenberg felt like they had to cover Trent so much. You know, Robertson he was played okay, but it still was overlooked because of how bad everything was happening down on our right hand side. You know, so all of that was kind of ignored on that side. Ali wasn't great for the second goal either. You'll see that in a minute when you're looking at it. So
yeah, just quick. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a sec, lad. Anyway, obviously this is Liverpool's the second goal for United. Really, this one. And Foz will win that one as well. Big up K-Mac. Hope you're well, mate. K-Mac, obviously, get it on the channel more this season, mate. But you're doing well, mate, on the channel. Keep it up, lad. I've been watching, dropping in. And yeah, as he said, Canate was hung out to dry. Trent needs to be benched as well. 100%, mate. 100%. And obviously, Mark has dropped K-Mac's channel link in the description. Beds, if you haven't already done so, drop K-Mac a sub. Obviously, big supporter of the channel as well. Much appreciated, mate. And yeah, I know you would have been disappointed about that game, mate, like all of us. As well, Inter, that's going to be a good game, Steve. Obviously, Inter. Is it Derby? Whoever Inter are playing tonight, I did see it. It's good. It's very informative for me, chat. I'd Kev. Apologies. It would hope we actually filled in who you were playing anyway. Trent played in the number 10 position. That's make sure it was off back to the game.
That's what I said earlier about it was kind of similar to the Harry Kane situation where he kept dropping back and they were both on top of each other. But this time this is when you see Szoboszlai having a bad game as well when Trent keeps going into them positions because he just takes up too much of the area. Ever since Trent kind of stayed back more deeper lately, and that's why we're not seeing Trent get up the byline because I think Slad has told him, look, you're going to have to stay back a small bit extra and don't go past kind of the halfway line until everybody's up in the box really. And he's not doing that, man. He's not even running up, he's sauntering up, and then he's turtle walking back. It's so slow, like how much effort, lack of effort he is going back. It's nuts. It can't continue. And for me, Bradley starts the next games going forward, and Trent would have to play himself back into the side or do something about his contract ASAP and announce something anyway.
Yeah, obviously Inter are playing AC, so Milan Derby tonight. If we're looking for a game to watch, if you're not watching the Forest game, 100% there, Kev. This is obviously Liverpool United's equaliser. We'd done so well, like we did against Newcastle. Like that Newcastle game was an absolute killer as well. Last minute conceding with Kelleher coming out. This game as well, very slow, very lethargic, really. And as we've said, Canate had a very good game, but I think he had one little dip in terms of obviously defending this goal. Obviously, Ibu, he's in Trent's position there, and as you can see, Trent's in Ibu's position, so roles reversed really. And look at the body position of Virgil van Dijk there, Kev. I think he's expecting. I think given how Ibu's done last night, I think he's expected him just to see him out really. But I think it was tired minds, tired legs from Ibu just to allow him.
His first game back.
Right, yeah, he's allowed that.
He's not going to be fully match fit. You know, people have to help Ibu. He shouldn't have to help them out. It's the fact that Trent didn't stretch for that ball there when he came across. I wish he showed the ball passing Trent, and so no, the next scene it is in the next scene. The next scene over this one, yeah. So when the ball was coming in there, it was so slow. The trickle pass coming into the box that it should have been easily dealt. Whatever about it going past Ibu, Trent should have just stepped out. If Bradley was in that position, Bradley's stepping out, taking it away, intercepting it, and going. You know, regardless of whether he's stepping to the right. If the ball is so slow, you could stop, turn, walk out, and take the ball. But instead, he didn't even kick the leg out. He just kind of like looked at it, just going by.
What game was it, Kev and chat? What game was it? That was something. It was the last couple of weeks. I can't remember. There was a goal that was quite similar where the ball just trickles across the box. Yeah. This season, I can't.
Same thing. The Leicester game was one of them.
One Van Dijk, the deflected Van Dijk goal. It was that one. Robbo, like the wing backs last night were an absolute joke. Like Robbo, I get it's a transition, and Liverpool are obviously getting back into shape. But Robbo again, it seems to be this season. It seems to be obviously with him getting older and all that, he's lost a fair bit of pace. But even still, he's so slow to react even to that goal there, Kev. Again,
Yeah.
I think it was one of the Leicester goals anyway. Just be side on. Van Dijk's side on there. Like, he's ready. If Andy Robbo is more he's obviously he's ball side, which is good, but he's stretching to get
Yeah,
that
but
goal.
Verge is 6 feet to the right of where he should be.
Yeah, just a bit
You
more
know?
moved over there, and even
He
Ali's
had to, because Trent, he could see that Trent was going to mess it. That Trent, his head wasn't in the game, so he's coming over to try and cover where Highland's running in there, and he's thinking, right, so the other lads behind me are going to have to watch whoever's coming in behind, because I know I have to cover. Because Trent was obviously not sticking out his leg or not doing anything. I am, and I'm slating him out today, because even in these little micromanaged minutes and seconds and areas, he was poor in absolutely nearly everything he did yesterday. We're trying to clear the ball. He didn't look for the pass. He just hoofed it up. I think I've looked at it there on the record, and it is 25 giveaways that led to United counter-attacks and chances and plays of possession. And all the goals were down to Trent.
That goes against what the ethos of Arne Slott's trying to instill in this team. Like, and especially, and I think it was at the beginning of the season as well, Arne Slot said about Trent's game as well. He said that he kept on relying on pumping balls forward, too overly reliant in terms of getting balls over the top as well. He needs to get that out of his game. And obviously, Arnie's already said on countless occasions this season, Trent needs to stop playing the Hollywood balls, play the simple balls, with a lot more accuracy, really, as well.
Yeah. But it's so K-Max saying exactly what we're saying about the thing. Everybody's having to cover from in positions, and even even the amount of games we were saying, like I was picking up the Leicester game I was about to say because it was the Leicester game was one that the Robbo issue happened. The Fulham game was another one. There was a couple of other disallowed ones. I think it was Brentford and Bournemouth, and it was all down to the wing backs as well. But only if we were lucky that they were offside or there was something that stopped the goals from being goals. But it's nuts, man. Yeah. It's
disappointing.
It's nuts. So bad.
Very disappointing.
So bad. And we have to be critical, because we all like Trent and we all know what he can do on the pitch. But that Trent Alexander-Arnold hasn't been Trent Alexander-Arnold now for quite some time. Except for the odd Hollywood pass. Everybody was like raving about that outwards and inwards pass that he made against West Ham. But then, the amount of chances that went down on that side, like West Ham hit the post 3 times in that game. They could have easily scored 3 goals, because of the open wing back positions. So we have to be critical. I know we won 5-0, but we have to be critical of that as well. That on another day against a better opponent, and if they didn't have Kudus running his arse off most of the time, and then eventually when he does get the ball, he's kind of too tired to strike it properly or do whatever, But at the end of the day, he's hitting the bar 2 or 3 times is not good. Against a team that was as poor as West Ham. So it's just showing that something was missing there with Ibu in there, and look, they're getting less chances with Ibu back in the team, but you can't have Ibu covering Trent all the time. For me, you put Conor Bradley in there, you put Gomez in there, you put Gerald Quansah in there, and Ibu's not covering as much.
We've got the two of the best, when they're in form and when they're fit, the 2 best centre-halves in world football for me, mate.
100%.
They're certainly in the top 5 for me in terms of, but we can't be, and especially when you got Salah banging in 3 goals every game. Stop shipping these goals. The hardest thing is to put the ball in the back of the net, and you got Salah doing what Salah does best this season. There will be games like last night, Kev, and this season going into the back end of May, where Salah, he will have a dip in form. So now it's up to the likes of the defensive lads. Yeah. We'd all love Liverpool to win games 1-0 for 6 games on the run. That they just be dogged, be dirty to play in terms of just it doesn't have to be the most amazing game. Just grind it out. That's
that time of the year for it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what
January to February.
We don't when we won the league a couple of years ago, Kev. That's what we done, and that's what you need, isn't it?
Yeah, you need that 100%. Look, big games coming up. Forest. Even with Spurs, you could play most you decide that you want to get some fitness into for Wednesday night. So you play your Conor Bradley, you play your Canates, you'd probably play, I know Joe Gomez is out now for a while, isn't he? So you'd probably play maybe a Quansah in there next to Canate and Simicast and get them back up to match fitness for the game That'd be the back four that I would go along with. I would rest Ali as well again, coming back in. I would put Queevy and Keller back in there for the next couple of games. And
thing is, Kev, you don't want to be going into that Tottenham game and get walloped on Wednesday night, because
that's not going to happen.
The confidence levels. I know we beat them 6-3 last week or a week before anyway. But even still, you want to build on that momentum. No, I for one will go strong against Tottenham and then rest the players against Accrington. That's just my.
Well, for me, that is a strong team, because Bradley's better than Trent at the moment.
Yeah.
Ebu's there. Verge, I don't know if we need him fully against Tottenham, but I would give him that rest for the week. Or you rest him against Accrington Stanley, maybe. Yeah, you're right. But because that's a straight game after. So yeah, maybe do play a Virgin along with Canate and get him match fit together, or match cohesive together, and get Simcast going in there for a game or two. You're going to see him on Sunday or Saturday, no matter what. But at the end of the day, man, it's really all about getting Bradley back up to fitness now. For me, I don't want to be dealing with any more looking at somebody's contract issues dictating how Liverpool's season turns out. It's like something that I didn't have on my plate. You know, that I was thinking we're going to head down the season. Yeah, I'm thinking about Liverpool just going on and just doing stuff in games, and I'm not thinking about somebody's personal mindset of how much they're going to get paid, or where they're going to go, or what suntan lotion they're going to buy, dictating how Liverpool win the league this season. I don't want that. So get it out of the way. You know?
I thought it was going to be January or even a Christmas announcement, but clearly the club are like, nah. Like FSG, like don't be wrong, we've been critical on my channel. You've been spoken out as well in the past. But I tell you what, if all three lads go at the end of the season, FSG lads. Like,
I don't think it's them. I think it's Slat. I think Slat wants to. Yeah, I think Slat wants to go with just setting a certain type of player. I don't think he rates Trent as a right back, even though he says, look, he's a fantastic guy on the ball going forward, but he's always been critical about him on the right back position. So I think he wants somebody that's an all-rounder. So he's already been critical of that. With Van Dijk, it's an age profile thing. I think he'll get a contract offer. And with Salah is the one that's kind of semi-hard to keep, around at the price that he's going for at 32 years of age. I think they want to give him a longer contract, but at lesser money, which is hard to do when you're going into a Ballon d'Or season, really. That's very hard to say no to. So, to be honest with you, just get Forge and Salah done, and just whatever happens with Trent, I don't care. To be honest with you,
yeah,
I really don't. Just get a cover in for Bradley. So.
Yeah, the data lads at Liverpool, we know how important they are and how much of an influence did you have, especially obviously Edwards coming back to help FSG run obviously the football and operations. Obviously, Julian Ward, in terms of the contracts and everything. Not Julian Ward, it's bloody Richard Hughes anyway.
Richard Hughes, yeah.
So it's something needs to be happening really, because if this carries on for another 3-4 months, it could seriously. I know everyone's saying that it won't impact the season, but the longer this goes on, with a couple of bad results along the way, that 6 points could certainly be 3 points behind Arsenal in a matter of a couple of weeks anyway. That's not me being negative. It's just being realistic as well. Football's a very old, fickle game, really. You're flying high one week, and then a couple of weeks later, just as we've mentioned already tonight, look at this afternoon. Look at what Chelsea have done. But Kev, a massive thank you for coming on, mate. Massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon as well, chat. And there will be a watch along a bit later on tonight. We'll be live at 7:30 anyway, rounding up. Obviously, the watch along, obviously Forest versus Wolves should be a good one. But if I don't see you tonight at 7:30, hope you have a lovely rest of your Monday anyway, whatever you're doing. But Kev, obviously, where can everyone find you, please, mate?
Yeah, you'll find me for all things Liverpool at Spider LFC or Spider_LFC. You'll find me at everything for gaming at Irish Spider Guy.
Oh, good lad. Oh, good. Massive thank you for jumping on, mate. As I say, you listen to a video there, lad?
No, I listen for the kids.
There we go. We're rounded off anyway. But thank you for taking your time out this afternoon. Much appreciated. And most importantly, everyone, a massive thank you for everyone that is tuned in. I know, Steve, you mentioned that you wanted to come on the show, mate, obviously with the post-match shows. As I said, I'd much rather me speak less and use all get involved anyway. The links will be getting dropped into the description on the post match shows as well. I want to get more interaction from all yous, really, most importantly. And obviously, Kev will be a regular on the channel as well. But massive thank you, and obviously, K Mac, if you're still in here, mate, we'll get you on the channel more this season when you're available. Most importantly, mate. But Reds, look after yourself. Have a lovely rest of your Monday, whatever you're doing, if you're in work or whatnot. Look after yourselves, smash it. And yeah, Reds, we'll see you a bit later tonight at 7:30 UK time, GMT as well. But yeah, come on, Trent, lads. Pick it up, lads.